Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have the Bachelorette Fantasy Suites tonight with Jen Tran and the boys. She's got her final three guys, and I don't know about you, but this is my favorite episode. Just because there's a lot of awkwardness that comes from it. As we discussed, there are so many fantasy suites from previous seasons that are still being talked about, like Zach Shell-Cross and Rachel Recchia. I think on Friday we discussed what could have went down. Will there be any iconic moments where it gets awkward? We'll have to see. But rather than speculate, let's participate in watching the trailers that we have here. The episode will be on tonight. Tomorrow night will be Men Tell All. I'll have a recap up for you in the morning of both of those episodes. So you got all your content here. Jen posted this on her Instagram. Fantasy Suites tomorrow will be fun, and Men Tell All on Tuesday, even more fun. I'm not sure if Men Tell All has already been filmed or not, but either way, let's go to the Bachelorette page. We got to click on it here. Bachelorette, there it is. And I'm just going to play the different trailers that we have. Let's get into it.
I always have such a good time when I'm with Jonathan. Today, I really just want to see what beautiful Hawaii will do for us.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Now, my issue with Jonathan is not an issue at all, but it is he in the friend zone more than anything? You know, they do all this friendly kind of like play lacrosse, play field hockey together. I love that he's a top 3 pick, but is he a top 3 pick because he's a contender? Is he a top 3 pick because he's a safe? We'll have to see how it goes.
I really just want to see him be more open with how he's feeling.
I just can't believe we're already here.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the strain of that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's why every time we're together, I try to make this calm.
We always have such a good time together, and that's something that I value so much in our relationship. But I also don't want you to be afraid to.
By the way, whoever was in charge of these closed captions did a terrible job.
And be afraid to tell me how you're really feeling about something. However you're feeling, I would never want you to suppress anything.
Yeah.
I think tonight is a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah. We don't have time to beat around the bush anymore. Letting those feelings come in as they come is going to be the biggest thing for me. It's now or never.
There it is, and they're, hugging and embracing in front of a waterfall. I went to Hawaii a couple years ago with my wife, and, you try to get these beautiful photos in front of the waterfall. It's free. The water's frigid. And we had a fish attack me when we did it. I mean, you just can't win. But either way, there is no place like Hawaii. It is beautiful. The only thing I don't like about Hawaii are the people that move there, for their second homes and Airbnbs and drive up the rents and cost of living for the locals. Looking at you, Ari. But either way, it is what it is. So there it is, folks.
I always have such a good time when I'm with Jonathan. Today, I really...
Let's go to the next trailer.
This week is Fantasy Suites.
Woo!
I am in love with you.
I'm not there yet.
Am I doing something wrong?
Can't do it anymore.
All right, so there it is. We have Devin saying, I can't do it anymore, which is very much, what that happened. What was that on Kelsey on What's His Face's season? Is this the same play? Devin saying, I can't do it. What? I can't do it anymore. Do what? I can't not say I love you, Jen. And then they, have their, makeout session. Who knows? But as far as finals go, we have Jonathan, Devin, and Marcus. Marcus says he's just not there yet, which again, I think that's good when someone says they're not there yet, but Marcus probably could use some work on letting his heart open. And here's our final clip.
Aloha, welcome to Aloha. This week is Fantasy Suites, and I'm very excited for individual time with these guys.
Hi, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so glad to see Molly because being married for 15
Molly's back. Did they get a group discount? Did they just buy her for the whole season?
years and having gone through overnights, I think she could be really helpful.
What's been happening? What's going on?
So much. So we have Devin, Marcus, and Jonathan here.
I forgot his name. Devin, Marcus, and that guy that I play field hockey with.
I will tell you, I think this week is the most important week of this entire experience for Jason and myself. That was our time to really have those deep, hard conversations. Yeah. Do you feel like with the 3 guys that you have left here, the one is here.
Yeah, I know that one of them is going to be my husband at the end of this.
If you lean into how you are feeling, I think you'll be able to figure it out.
Thanks.
So there's Molly, and by the way, Molly didn't win. I guess technically she won Jason Mesnick's season, but she wasn't the pick. They did the whole like propose to the wrong girl, get a little olive oil, move the ring, put it on the other. Hey, it happens, it happens. People are asking questions. Does she sleep with all of them? Bad move. Well, I mean, you're entitled to do whatever you want. It's how the season goes, where if you don't know, one of two things can happen. If you don't know who you're going to pick, and you might say, hey, I want to test all the merchandise. Well, that could have repercussions afterwards, even though it's like sort of a consensual thing. One thing they have not really played on this year is the character. There's always somebody who says, if you sleep with so-and-so, I'm not gonna, whatever. There haven't been any ultimatums that we've seen this year, which is surprising because that's always been the main draw of the fantasy suite, or at least one of the main draws is the jealousy. I mean, if you remember Kaitlyn Bristow's season, Sean Booth and Nick Viall hated each other. I mean, you would watch them, they would be walking next to each other. They would just look at each other like, they literally were ready to fight. They were ready to go to fisticuffs, which, by the way, I would have had all of my money on Sean Booth. I mean, he is a very strong man. But if, you fighted someone like Nick with snark, he'll beat you there. Either way, that's so I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't know if we're going to get this moment where they kind of share that. I mean, if anyone, maybe Devin, he seems to be the one in my eyes that is as how do I want to say this? He's got more emotional investment in this, in my belief. He's the only one who said, I love you. Marcus, the way they're editing it, it almost looks like she wants Marcus to be the one, but Marcus is saying, I'm not there yet. I don't love you. And trust me, when Jen says, I love you, and you go, yeah, well, you look good. You look nice. It's like, that's not exactly going to lube up the evening festivities, if you will. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. I will not be live tonight. I think for the finale, I'll try to go live, but we'll have more on that next week. We'll know more. Maybe we'll do a pre-show and post-show live. I know we haven't done it much this season. Look, I got a baby. I'm doing the podcast twice a day now. I got things going on. If you want to join me for live streams, we do them daily. They're just behind the paywall at patreon.com/Dave Neal. And I'll tell you right now, tomorrow morning's Patreon will be a good one. So you can go check out all of that information there. As far as how the season's going, I don't know. I'll have to give my thoughts on the season when it's over. But right now, I'm kind of watching while I'm also on TikTok doing other things. Again, someone said, oh, Dave, you're not covering the show the way you've used to cover it. Like I said, I got a baby now, okay? Sorry. You know what I mean? You sit down to do the show, the baby, shits his diaper, and the next thing you know, you know what I mean? You go to change him, he's kicking it, it's all over the heels. What do you want from me? You know what I mean? I'm a dad who's trying to be present. So anyhow, that's where I'll be. But let me know what you guys think of this Fantasy Suites. And my guess is 2 of the 3 men make it there. And they're going to try their best to keep us from knowing who the finalist will be. But I think it might be pretty obvious. But again, that's just my thought. We'll have to see how it goes. I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.